Hey guys, welcome back to Sarcastic Remarks alongside James. My name is Ryan. This is episode number 6023. It's November 27th, and we want to thank our sponsors, Game Time, DraftKings, and Raycon, for being our sponsors. As always, use that promo code THP, and the next time you are there. If you enjoyed this episode tonight, which I hope it gives you some sort of therapy here today, please consider leaving us a 5-star review anywhere you listen to your podcast. Leave us a 5-star review. As always, please, if you're listening on YouTube, click like and subscribe. And yeah, all the other stuff. Follow us on social media at StarcasticR. This is just a headphone warning for everybody right now,
including myself.
Including James. And literally off screen and off recording, I said, James, go ahead and turn your headphones down because I'm gonna explode here tonight, and I hope as Stars fans that are listening to this podcast, most of y'all are hardcore fans, so I hope you have the same feelings that I do in the fact that that was the most embarrassing game that I think I've ever watched the Dallas Stars play in the last 3 years. And I mean, I'm not joking. Many mites could have made better plays than the Stars did tonight, and from numerous different angles, from goaltending, from defense. The offense continues to only be Matt Duchene and friends, and the guy who's been out of the lineup for 6 games is another guy that gets a goal here tonight from a former Blackhawk, Colin Blackwell. James, I'll let you have a word in here before I absolutely lose it, because they're gonna get it tonight.
Yeah, that real thriller of a game right there. I was on edge of my seat since the first 17 seconds, but there's not much to say about it, honestly. I mean, it was terrible to watch. It was the end of the Carolina game extended. I mean, we just played it for our full 60 minutes instead of just 20.
You know, to the Stars' credit, I did say play a full 60 minutes, and they played a full 60 minutes a certain way, didn't they, James?
Wrong part of the game. The other 40 minutes is what we wanted to play.
James, I don't even know where to start with any of this.
We can start with the first goal.
Yeah, let's just start there. DeSmith. DeSmith needs to be benched, and I don't care if we run Otter into the ground. DeSmith doesn't see the freaking ice for another month. That was ridiculous. That is now 2 games back to back where he has played like absolute dog crap. He just defecated all over the ice. Completely defecated all over the ice. The first goal, completely his fault. That wasn't even a good shot. It wasn't even a good shot.
In. If you go back and you watch the replay, it goes off the bottom inside of his glove and redirects into the net. It was going wide.
And then the second goal, he just decides he's going to put Dumba in a tough position. And I'm not blaming Dumba for that goal at all.
I still do because of the rest of the night. But.
No, I mean, up to that point, he was fine. But you put your defenseman in a rough position like that. And then let's just give Taylor Hall 2 goals within the first 5 minutes of the game. Yeah, great job, guys. And then the rest of the, I'm gonna go off on a rant, James. I'm sorry.
Go.
Okay. I'm clenching everything right now. I need to unclench my teeth and everything. Your goaltending absolutely was complete and utter dog crap. You can't score anything other than Duchene, who's 34 years old, and nobody else can help him out. Your defense on 2 different goals. You have 2 defensemen. Nobody's in front. Both of your defensemen go to the corner. What the heck are you doing? On one of the goals, the power play goal for the Blackhawks, you had Lindell and Harley. You had 2 defensemen in the corner. Sits there and holds it for 30 seconds and then allows it to pop out. Nobody's there in front of the net for the goal there. And then Smith and Dumba, what the heck was that? Both defensemen go straight to the corner, nobody in front. I mean, I'm not joking, James, when I say this. Many mites know better than that. I was literally talking about this with my son at basketball practice. And I said, you spread out defensively so that other people know that you're open and so that you're also watching for the other team that's open when you're on defense. I don't understand that this team better right now be getting their butts kicked right now and being yelled at. Absolutely, utterly, completely, 100% devoid of any kind of effort in this game tonight. Zero. Absolute zero. The penalty kill continues to suck it up. You gave a goal to the Blackhawks for crying out loud on the power play. And then on your own power play, I don't even care about the goal. The goal was whatever. The power play before that, that's the Chicago Blackhawks. This is the worst team in the NHL for the past 6 years. Everything about this needs to be, the whole defense needs to be benched. The entire defense, minus Miro Heiskanen.
Yep.
Dumba needs to be sat. You go and get Petrovic. You go and get Bischel. You throw Smith and Dumba on freaking waivers. I don't want to see them in a Dallas Stars uniform again. Absolutely ridiculous. And then here's another thing that I'll go off on. We'll talk about the offense for a second. And Duchesne is the only positive about this entire game. The only positive thing. Shoot the dang puck. When you have an opportunity to shoot the puck, shoot the puck. Stop passing it off. It's every single time. I can count off the top of my head 4 opportunities in the last 4 periods where people have passed off the puck and don't freaking shoot. Shoot the dang puck. I'm so sick of this. This team is so much better than this. That needs to be thrown into their head, and it needs to be completely shoved into their freaking brains. Shoot the puck, play defense, and there needs to be a freaking back skate when they get back to Dallas. Friday morning after Thanksgiving, you back skate the crap out of them for the next 3 hours. Utterly ridiculous. I cannot. If I had a nickel for every single time that I got pissed off tonight, I would be an absolute millionaire. Just from turnovers in your own zone, turnovers in the neutral zone. You're not making crisp passes. You're not making smart decisions with the puck. You play hockey. Does anybody not want to play hockey? Nobody. You have the largest opportunity of a lifetime with this team. This team, the last 2 years, has gone to the Western Conference Final. And you're going to play like that the last 2 games. We haven't even seen even close to the best of the Dallas Stars yet. And and just to sound an alarm bell, no, I'm sorry, Stars fans, but if you're not panicking right now, I don't know why you're not. You absolutely should be panicking right now. No offense, no goal support except from the Duchesne line. Hintz is hurt. Lundqvist, who has been good this year, is also hurt. We've had DeSmith, who started off pretty good, and then the last 2 games has turned into a negative goals saved above expected goalie. I think it's like -6 at this point, would be my guess. And before today, he was like a +3, I think. Like Shane and the hockey guy literally talked about this today in one of his videos, that the Stars are set in goalies. The last 2 games, yeah, right. Yeah, that would not show me otherwise. Yesterday, I let it up to, okay, fine, whatever. I'm not going to be all that upset about it. It's an 82 game schedule. There's some positives to be looked at. The first 40 minutes were pretty good, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know what you can say after this game tonight. They didn't skate. They didn't shoot the puck when they had the opportunities and continued to pass it off. No one wants to score. Your backup goalie can't give you a a decent game against one of the worst teams in the NHL. And here's the other thing, James, right? Okay. Taylor Hall gets a hat trick tonight. First hat trick for him in 11 years. 11 years. He's been hurt since then. Connor Bedard has been on a goalless skid for 12 games. He gets a goal here tonight too. Who was it? Crevier gets his first NHL goal here tonight. And he's a defenseman. We had two guys going to the corner. Both Smith and Dumba. And then this defenseman, it has the offensive awareness enough to go like, oh, well, those guys are stupid. Here we go. Easy. And then the worst part of all of this is the turnovers everywhere, all over the ice. And then after that, just feeling sorry for yourself. Absolutely not giving any effort after that. Let's just continue to play the way we're playing. I'm telling you, James, that there needs to be something shoved up their butts right now to make them work. I guess the only other positive thing I can think of is that Rope Hintz finally is out of the lineup and he's getting the help that he needs with his injury. I don't understand why they didn't do that sooner. Okay, I'm done. James, too much to unpack there. Just pick something.
I'm gonna go straight to Dumba and Smith tonight because they're along with DeSmith. Those three are the reason why the score is what it is. Purely, I mean, truly, Smith was on the ice for 4 against. Dumba was on for 3 against, and one of those doesn't include the one that DeSmith knocked into his own net, the first one. So I don't know where to go from them. I mean, a lot of Dumba was lazy. Even on the turnover from DeSmith, the second goal, it's still lazy from him. He's skating backwards while his goaltender is getting pressured by forwards, and DeSmith shoveled it, and it was bad. But I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. You got to cover your goaltender, and there was something later in the game that I noticed. DeSmith did it again to Miro later in the game. And Miro's able to at least fork it to the boards because he's facing the correct direction. I mean, that's all it is. It's facing 90 degrees to the left so that you're facing where the pass is going to come from. And he has another one where the Blackhawks rim it in around the net or around the boards. I mean, there's no one else in the zone. He completely whiffs on stopping it on the boards. And it goes straight to the other team, and he follows the dude all the way, and no one picks up the other man. There's the other one where he got skated around, and Smith's like, "Oh, here we go again. Have to try to cover for Dumba this time," and makes a bad decision and tries to cover the front of the net, gets passed straight through, and that's Crevier or Carrier or however you say it. It's first
Crevier.
So. Those three in particular, the only reason why I count Dumba on the second goal of the game where DeSmith completely fumbled it is because you can make a play on the puck. Like, he should be in a position to at least fork it to the boards, and he couldn't even do that because he's facing the wrong direction. It's lazy, it's careless, it's completely brain dead. Smith honestly gets just drug along with it tonight. I mean, they just kept going after Dumba, and what are you supposed to do? I mean, Dumba and Smith didn't play together in the third period. They did not trust that anymore. They put Dumba with Lindell whenever Dumba did touch the ice. But the other one that Smith was on was the just expired power play. He was in the box for it. I thought that was a fine penalty for him to take because dude's skating right in front. It would have been a slam dunk. So that's honestly kind of fine. Smith just played terrible. Even on that one where it slides to the front of the net as the power play is expiring, he's square to the person who's going to take the shot, and he loses an edge completely and falls. I mean, he just falls straight on his face. That's terrible, and that's for the 5th goal he let in on the night, which is just it's inexcusable. I thought the only goal tonight that really he had no chance on at all was the Bedard goal. And that's just Bedard got a lot of space, a lot of time, and he picked a corner. And you can still save those, but that one I don't even think about because that's so hard to save. But yeah, those 3 players, complete and utter breakdown.
Okay, I don't even know where to go with this. Let's look at plus minus, shall we? Jamie Benn -2, Dodonov -1, Duchesne -1, Dumba -3, Harley -1, Johnston -2, Lindell -1, Marchment -1, Robertson -1, Sagan -2, Smith -4, Steele -2. We had one player, James, who was positive. Who was that?
It was Maverick Bourque. He actually had a very good.
And it's sad that it seems like his only good games seem to be in games that the Stars absolutely suck at.
It's a tough one. I mean, really, it's on those 3 players. It's on DeSmith, it's on Dumba, it's on Smith. That's it. It's those 3 players. That's the scoring against. I mean, the first one where Miro actually gets a negative is because it goes off the inside of DeSmith's glove and in. That's and then Harley and Lindell both get their minus from the expiring power play.
I don't think you get
other than those minuses. Both the only negative defensemen tonight are Dumba and Smith.
I was about to say that power play goals don't count towards your plus minus, but it technically wasn't a power play goal.
Yep.
It was just as it was expiring. So, all right. I'm just gonna talk about what I want to see from the Stars in the next game. You have a really good game, probably the best game you've had in the season against the Tampa Bay Lightning. You play pretty good against the Carolina Hurricanes, in my opinion, and then you absolutely just drop the ball and let 6 goals in. 5 goals in the 3rd period there. And then you have the game tonight. I am 100% panicked. I'm worried at this point. And again, I'm sorry. If you're not, then I wish I were you.
I mean, I'll tell you the simple solution, Ryan. You take Matt Dumba off the ice. You know how many losses we've had on the season?
7?
This is the 8th. Guess how many of those games Matt Dumba has been in?
All 8.
He's been in 7 of them. The only one he wasn't in was the one against the Capitals. He's only played 15 games. And he only played 6 minutes for one of them. So take him off the ice. He should really never touch the ice again. There's not a reason he should. Even though Smith has the -4 on the night, every single play goes back to Dumba. Every single one comes back to him and a stupid mistake he made or something that he could have done slightly better. I'm not even talking like he had to be Miro Heiskanen level. He had to be slightly better than just terrible. And maybe at least the score isn't as bad as it is. Probably still don't win this game, but it's pretty terrible. There's no way that this is the best option for a defenseman on any NHL team ever anymore.
Here's what I want to see moving forward. I've already said I want to see a bag skate on Friday, so they better not eat too much turkey. The next thing I want to see is I want to see the lines completely thrown in the blender. Duchesne's line remains together. They're the quote unquote top line. I mean, let's not. They've been the top line all year so far. I want to see Johnston. I want to see Stankoven, and I want to see Bourque together. I want to see those 3 players together. And then I want to see Jamie Benn, Dodonov, and who am I forgetting? Robo. I want to see that line together. And then I want to see Smith, Blackwell, and Back stay together as well. Because I thought they were probably the Stars' second best line here today. Tonight.
Oh no, the fourth line was outstanding.
They were good tonight, but
they played the way they always do, which is all we ever ask from them.
And we're not getting any kind of scoring from the other 2 lines. I want to see a young kid line. I want to see those 3 guys together. It's time. He didn't do it. He didn't do it tonight. DeBoer didn't, but that's what I would see. And I'm not joking, James, when I tell you this. I want to see both Smith and Dumba sat, and I want Bischel and I want Petrovic up here.
I don't think you're going to get both, but I think at least Dumba's gone.
Okay, then Petrovic. Then I want to see Petrovic up here. I can rely upon him for a decent amount of minutes on a third pairing role. We saw it in the playoffs. He wasn't overly, fantastic, but that's not his role. We need him. I know that seems crazy to think that he might be the savior of that decor right now, but he absolutely has to be. If I'm Jim Nill right now, I am making the call to the Texas Stars right now and saying, hey, eat your turkey, get your Thanksgiving meal in, and then you're on your way to Colorado.
It's so weird, this situation with Dumba has been, because it's a lack of effort too. He's not skating. He's reaching for everything.
Taking dumb penalties.
He's taking dumb penalties. He's not making these simple, just catch the puck, like catch the puck and pass it. 2 things. That's all we need. That was another thing tonight that annoyed me, was passing. Passing early was not working. It was not. No one was connecting, and they kept trying to do stupid little cute things behind the back, between their legs. When your passes aren't working, you don't make it more skillful. Like that's idiotic. It's so idiotic. And it's a large reason why it took so long for the Stars to even get into the game.
The only thing I can think of and seeing in my brain is a picture of a Blues jersey and a certain player named Ryan Suter being in that jersey saying, "Miss me yet?"
Oh, I missed him after Game 5, honestly.
All right, James. Anything else?
I got one more weird thing for you tonight.
Go for it.
Guess
Is
what?
it gonna make me feel better?
No, it's not. Guess what Chicago's expected goals was?
You're gonna make me really sad. I'm gonna say 2.63.
It's 2.9. Guess what the Stars' expected goals were?
I'm gonna say it was really high because I need to give Mrazek credit. He was really good tonight. I'm gonna say 4.3.
It was 3.77. I mean, advanced metrics, the Stars
in a score that was 6-2.
Yes, in a game that's 6-2. The Stars win this game in advanced metrics. Okay, we all know that doesn't mean that much. There's constantly games that flip back and forth advanced metric wise. But when you see advanced metrics tilted like this, and then you see the score tilted completely the opposite way, it's indicative of a couple of players just having a terrible night.
I'll say something to Nate here. Mrazek shows up a lot against Dallas.
That's the biggest winner, without a doubt. He's the biggest.
Well, and here's the thing, Nate. It's not just Dallas. He has been ridiculous this year. Like Dostal, like it's just 2 goalies who just play behind a terrible team. I mean, Lucas Dostal, if you look at the goal save above expected right now, and again, I know some of this because I looked it up, but I also have been refreshed by that video that Shannon did, the hockey guy. Like Dostal was at like 16.4 and Mrazek was at like 10.3 or something like that. And to give you a perspective of what some of the other goalies are at, Connor Hellebuck is around a 16 point as well. Jake Ottinger is at like 7.5, 7.75, something like that.
Which is good, by the way.
Which is good, which I'm not getting on at all. But that goes to show you like how many like high danger chances these teams have, Chicago, San Jose, and yet not San Jose, excuse me, Anaheim, and yet Dostal and Mrazek both are just having excellent seasons for those guys, and for their teams. So. Okay, so we kind of said our biggest winner already. You said Peter Mrazek, and that's absolutely fair. That would have been mine. I'll give it to Duchesne since you said Peter Mrazek. He's really the only guy that pretty much showed up. I mean, Sagan had some good chances but didn't finish. The fourth line looked okay. I guess you could pick one of those guys. Who's your biggest loser, James? Who you got?
Matt Dumba. I never want to see this dude again. Genuinely, I do not want to see him on the team again. It's not a one-off thing now. He's doing it all the time. He's making stupid, dumb plays that anyone who has ever played defenseman before could tell you, yeah, that was stupid. It's really easy to stop that. And it's just, it's brainless. It's lack of effort. It's depressing to see, honestly. I mean, this dude's making so much on the cap, and he's completely and utterly useless, and he's a detriment to the team. I mean, he's complete garbage.
And since you talked about him, I'll give mine to Casey DeSmith tonight. There were a couple instances where he kind of got left out to dry, but again, the first two goals especially, I was really hacked off about. And if those two don't happen, then maybe the Stars get a better chance at winning this game. I don't know.
The first one, so I didn't even know he knocked it in himself until I went back and watched the replay of the game, like just before we got on here. And I saw that, and I double face palmed. I was just like, it's so much worse. I literally double face palmed, and I was like, it's so much worse than I thought it was.
The second one is just mind-boggling to me.
I don't know what to say,
dude. I know he's not going to do this because Jim Noll is patient with his players, and to most of his credit, he's mostly right. But when he's finally figured out that and he's had that feeling that it's just not going to work out, to his credit, he has swung for the fences. I mean, look at Dodonov. Gurianov was not working out at all for the Stars. He just couldn't figure it out. They made the trade for Dodonov up to Montreal. Gurianov is not even in the league anymore, and Dodonov is having a pretty decent season as he's in a weird position where he's played with the top line. He's played with the fourth line. He's even played on the third line. The only line he hasn't played on is Duchesne's line. So. Therapy session over. Again, I apologize for those of you that had to turn it down there for a little bit. I want to say I feel better, but I don't. I don't feel any better.
Really.
And
complete waste of time.
Yeah, and that's when I know I'm really panicked and I'm really freaked out. Is when I have a Stars therapy session on my own podcast. And after yelling and screaming and whatever, and not feeling better about myself. So, that's my prediction, James, is Otter's going to play a ridiculous amount, which is not fair for the next several months. Dumba is going to be put on waivers, I'm hoping. And we'll see Petrovic moved up. That's what I want to see. And yeah. Okay.
I think bare minimum we see Petrovic. Bare minimum.
Yes, agreed. someone needs to be called up, and he's right-handed. We need a right-handed guy because Dumba's ain't cutting it. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for following along with us here today. Want to thank our sponsors, Game Time, DraftKings, and Raycon. Promo code is THPN. Like I said at the top, please consider leaving us a 5-star review anywhere you're listening to your podcast. If you're on the audio side, if you are here on YouTube and you're watching us here on YouTube, please consider clicking like and subscribe. We're very close to 500 subscribers, James. I think we're at like 496. I think pretty close. Pretty cool. And here's the other thing, James. This will feel pretty cool. We're very, very close to hitting our 500th episode.
Whoa!
I know, right?
500.
500.
One
That's
for each
nuts.
subscriber.
Yes, exactly. And then as always, guys, if you want to join the Discord, the link is in the description below. Along with James, my name is Ryan. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Hope you guys have a good, fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are listening. And the only other thing I can say is, and I'm going to say this with a laugh, I hope the Cowboys do better than the Stars did tonight. Go Cowboys. We'll see y'all on Friday, everybody else.